So we've addressed Alexander-Arnold, the big contentious absentee. Now, I suppose the big contentious selection is Harry Maguire. I mean,
yeah,
again, against Germany, really bad performance. I think his confidence is shredded right now. I don't think he's going to be playing very often for Man United, but I'm taking him because, one, there aren't many other alternative options, and secondly, we know that Southgate has loads of players that have done well for him in the past, so I think Maguire gets in. I think the big question is whether he starts, and I don't know, you probably know better than me in this in terms of what would he do, because I don't see what the alternative options are. I don't think Conor Cody is experienced enough at international level, but I think he's a great character to have around. But it may be the case that between now and the Iran game, 6, 7, 8 weeks, Harry Maguire might play 3, 4 games. If Varane and Martinez stay fit at United, he's not going to play very often. So he needs to play. He needs games to get his rhythm, and I don't think he's going to get that. So England have a massive problem with Harry Maguire.
Yeah, they do. I agree with pretty much everything you said there. I think that is why the treatment of Fikayo Tomori in the last couple of games has really surprised me, because, you know, Southgate went out to watch the Milan derby at the beginning of September. So it's not a case of sort of out of sight, out of mind. He has seen him live. I think they kept a clean sheet that day. You know, he's been playing well. People who've seen him far regularly than I have say he's been playing very well for a long, sustained period of time. He would be the one for me who should have been given a bit more of a chance in the last sort of couple of international breaks, actually. And I could see him coming in alongside Stones and Walker as the three. He's got this big thing about Walker's recovery pace as the right-sided centre half. So I think he's absolutely fixed in that position. Stones, I know Stones picked up an injury last night, but sort of initial soundings of it's not that serious. So he should be back and ready to go. Obviously, good on the ball. John Stones can bring it out from the back. Tomori would be the third one for me. I think I would pick him to start ahead of Maguire, but I think you just have to. With Maguire, it's difficult because he looks shot. He looks completely shot at the moment as a player, but again, it comes back to that, what's he done for England in the past? And I suppose if you apply the same sort of logic to Pickford, then you have to give Maguire some leeway there. But yeah, I think we're both picking him on the basis that he's going to play a little bit more than it looks like he is at the moment for United. I think if he hardly kicks the ball for United between now and November, I don't think you can take him. But assuming that he plays half a dozen games, that'll probably be enough.
Yeah, I mean, I think if he doesn't kick another ball for United between now and then, I think he goes in the squad. I just think it would be such a massive decision by Southgate not to pick him in a 26-man squad. But in terms of playing, I think it's really difficult. And I do think that we know over the years, the England fans have always targeted one player. And, you know, Maguire in recent games has been booed, not to a massive extent against Germany, but there was a murmur of boos, and then fans were singing his name as well. So it's almost like there's a split amongst the fans as to, shall we support Harry Maguire, shall we boo? I just don't understand why they would boo Harry Maguire, why they would boo any player in an English shirt. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But that is unfortunately the nature of the England crowd. They do go after players. I don't know what it is. It's almost like a circus these days when they have to pick a villain. I think what Harry Maguire gives you is he gives you honesty. I think he gives you know what you're going to get from him, but you can't escape the fact he was really bad against Germany, and his confidence is clearly on the floor. So I think he goes, but I just don't think you can start him. I think the lucky thing is that the games are against teams which shouldn't challenge. Well, this is a classic English mentality. It shouldn't challenge England too much. But once you come up against a team that's got a lot of pace, a lot of movement, if he's not in form, he's not playing well. I think he's a liability.
Maguire's always been at his best. I think if you think about that Leicester team in particular that won the league, they were a counter-attacking side. They would sit on the edge of their own box. I know England counter-attacked against Germany, but I think he's short of match fitness. As I say, he's short of confidence. So it's not a good example for this. But generally, when Maguire's been at his best, it's when a team is quite defensive. He can read the game well. He can play out. He can help transition. And at his best, he's a solid defender. It's when I think part of the issue is that when teams push up the pitch, when they have a higher defensive line, he looks very cumbersome. He's turning, he's very slow. His recovery pace is not good. And he can get caught out of position quite easily. And I think maybe he's become a little bit of a lightning rod for the team that some England fans want to see. They want to see England on the front foot. They don't want this team camped on the edge of their own box, soaking it up and then trying to go and hit on the break. as exciting as it can be when you watch Foden, Sterling, and Kane link up as they did. And it is a strange one. I think you're right about it, them being divided. I noticed in Italy, actually, in the San Siro, they sang his name as well. So I think there's among the core group, I think there's still a retention of support for him. And yeah, look, I mean, his track record, his character, he's a good guy, Harry Maguire. I think he's, character's important to Southgate. We've seen that. It's probably part of the reason why maybe he's not picking Alexander-Arnold. I don't know, but Maguire goes. But I agree with you. He's a very doubtful starter at the moment.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.